Hi everyone. In today's clip, I will talk a little bit about gut health and its relationship to brain. It's just a reminder that anything I post here is not meant to diagnose or cure anything, and is for informational use only. For any health-related matters, please consult your healthcare provider. We now understand that there is a definite gut-brain connection, or gut-brain axis, as it's called. This is a two-way communication system that is influencing our mood, mental health, and neurological issues. Gut microbiome and the vagus nerve play key roles with diet and lifestyle impacting brain health. The gut-brain connection is a bidirectional communication system between our gut and brain involving neural pathways and the vagus nerve, and the influence of course, gut microbiome. This affects mood, sleep, and even motivation, with the gut's intestinal nervous system acting like a second brain. This connection is linked to mental health issues like anxiety and depression, and neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease, which may actually start in the gut. Diet plays a huge role in prevention. So eating foods like oily fish, yogurt, and high fiber food can support gut health and potentially benefit brain function. Remember, your thoughts and emotions are also a part of your diet, so pay attention to them. The vagus nerve is a primary pathway sending signals in both directions between the gut and the brain. Additionally, the enteric nervous system, or ENS, often called the second brain, contains over 100 million neurons and can operate independently to control digestion while also communicating with the brain, which also helps the brain regulate physiological states like hunger or blood glucose levels. The gut microbiota, comprising of trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, produces molecules like short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs, like butyrate, propionate, and acetate. These SCFAs can cross the blood-brain barrier, influencing brain function like reducing appetite and maintaining the gut barrier. And gut microbes also metabolize bile acids and amino acids, which is further impacting brain activity. The gut is a significant source of neurotransmitters, with serotonin produced primarily by enterochromaffin cells in the gut, which involved in mood, appetite, sleep, and cognitive functions. GABA, produced by gut microbes, help control fear and anxiety. The gut is a major immune hub, and gut microbes regulate immune responses. So prolonged immune activation can lead to inflammation linked to brain disorders like depression and Alzheimer's. The gut-brain connection has far-reaching implications for both physical and mental health. Probiotics, which are also often called psychobiotics, and prebiotics have shown promise in improving the symptoms. Now, I want you to think of this scenario. Many of our favorite foods are sort of built by an assembly line, which is all about production and efficiency. Each person has a role in the assembly line, and they pass off the task to the next person as they move on. So everyone is working towards the same goal, but they don't have much overlap beyond that. If someone is not performing or a part isn't working, simply just replace it. Now, for years, this is how many of us unconsciously thought about our bodies, and how scientists thought of our gut and digestive system. A series of parts that help achieve a collective mission, not something sort of intricately interconnected. And certainly not something that impacts the way we feel, sleep, or think. So What later was discovered was that there's a definite complexity, organization, and connectedness far beyond our simplistic view. We see that everything is connected and in way more complex and intricate ways than ever thought before. So, packed within our guts is a population of microorganisms that is 1,000 times the size of Earth's population. Not every one of these microorganisms is beneficial, but most of the time they live in balance. Most of the gut bacteria are good bacteria. However, if the balance is thrown off due to outside forces, let's say unhealthy diet, for instance, it can create a harmful environment. If there is a disturbance in the balance brought on by infectious disease, certain diets, or prolonged use of antibiotics, or other bacteria-destroying medications, the imbalance is going to happen, and it's going to stop the normal interactions. So as a result, the body may become more susceptible to disease. These tiny microbes play a vital role in the function of our immune system. They break down toxins and help incorporate certain vitamins and amino acids and a whole lot more. For instance, bifidobacteria, which is a good gut sort of bacteria, can help prevent tumors. Today, we can measure the health of a gut via a stool test consisting of 5 different markers that are interconnected with the microbiome. So we want to see, for example, if there's any maldigestion, if there's any inflammation, if there's any infection, dysbiosis, and if there's any metabolite imbalance. Which goes to say, some of us could pass as healthy via routine blood test, but a much more comprehensive study like this can reveal a completely different story. These methods could even sort of reveal whether we are in a pre-disease state. Think of your gut microbiome like the Instagram algorithm. It certainly influences you, but it doesn't force you to watch or partake in the content. We also now know more about how negative or positive emotions affect our gut. When we are stressed, our digestion slows down because the body is sending all the forces to the arms and legs to be ready to fight or flight. Now, if we eat anything, our brain sends signals to our digestive system for our stomach to begin contracting and ramping up the acid production. But due to stress and the fact that our intestines barely move when we are depressed, we will have a super slow digestion, which can also bring about a variety of other issues, such as one of them being food basically staying in the stomach for too long and literally rotting. This is also why I always suggest to never eat when you're angry, if you're stressed, if you're depressed, or if you're watching news. One area that researchers are particularly fascinated with is the connection between gut composition and autism. Extensive research through the years has shown that about 75% of people with autism have some kind of gut abnormality or imbalance, like digestive issues or intolerances, basically. Sarkis Mazmanian, I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing the name right, a researcher at the California Institute of Technology, found that many people with autism have low levels of bacteria, which is called Bacteroides fragilis. Now, in his study in mice, Mazmanian observed an improvement in behavior and a reduction in anxiety when Bacteroides fragilis was fed to mice and incorporated into their sort of gut microbiome. Research from JAMA Neurology suggests a connection between gut composition and cognitive aging as well. That would explain why many have been fascinated with how something like a gut imbalance or lack of diversity could contribute to degenerative disease like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. This all sort of underscores a simple point. What we eat matters, both for our physical and cognitive health. Hope this has been helpful. Like and follow for more. Be the light.